Hello, everyone. Welcome back to On Defense, the only sports podcast that you're listening on my birthday. Today is July 11th, 2024, and today is my birthday. It's a special day. So Roman thought we were going to come in and speak about things that he wanted to speak about, but it's a all-Scooter episode this episode. Nothing he wants to talk about. No Derrick White. No Jason Tatum. Nothing. I'm just kidding. As always, in the other chair in the room, it is not today's birthday boy, Roman Rubio.
Hey, I'm a bad co-host. I forgot it was his birthday today.
Well, technically today isn't my birthday.
And today's not?
Well,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Tomorrow's your birthday.
I like to date it the day.
Yeah. So yeah, bad friend forgot. We talked about it literally a week ago that your birthday was coming up.
It is.
But birthday boy here, we were about 20 minutes late recording this podcast because he got super glue stuck all over him. So
I got a little bit of super glue stuck in my hand. I got a little bit of super glue. You know, sometimes birthday boys got to play with some super glue.
Birthday boy and some super glue.
But it's all good. I'm unstuck.
But we got a great show today. Going to be talking about NBA free agency news that happened over the last week. Thank God we recorded this later in the day today so we can talk about the Team USA news that dropped today. We can talk about the select team and certain players that are on that team and thoughts about that. And then, maybe anything else that we want to talk about moving forward.
Sports.
So there's other different sports. Maybe talk about the dude that just scored for Spain in Copa America that's 16 years old. The youngest dude ever scored.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But first off, the news that just dropped about a couple hours ago, Kawhi Leonard has removed his name.
He's out.
He's removed his even though he practiced for the last week with Team USA, he's now no longer going to be part of Team USA. He's withdrawn his name. Him and the Clippers decided it was the best option, and replacing Kawhi Leonard from the 2024 NBA champions, Derrick White.
And not the Finals MVP.
Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, just Team USA, select Team USA news last 3 days. Team USA select has been scrimmaging the Team USA themselves. At that point, was with Kawhi Leonard, and they have their exhibition game tonight against Canada, who's one of the best teams that is coming into Olympics this year. So we'll see how all that goes. But on the select team, Scooter's one and only Brandon Miller.
Out there holding it down.
I've watched pretty much every scrimmage that they've done, like highlights and as much game actual footage as I can.
I haven't. Has he been looking good?
He's looked good, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, who's looked the best on Team Select is Cooper Flag.
Duke
guy.
Oh, God, I hope he sucks so bad.
Like this news for the last 3 days, I mean, NBA Twitter's been going kind of crazy talking about what's just happened is going to cause a lot more teams to tank than maybe expected. And some teams maybe thought that they would try to contend or now maybe regretting that they're trying to contend when they are going to probably miss out on Cooper Flag because he has supposedly been the talk of the select team being like the one of the best players on the select team. But yeah, it's been interesting. There was a close game yesterday. It ended 74-73 for Team USA. They barely beat the select team, and Cooper Flag was one of them.
I just don't see. Not saying that he isn't out there balling his heart out.
I mean, he's playing against all of them.
Yeah, but I can't see that Team USA is playing to
they're 100%
full game.
No. But Drew Holiday guarded him most possessions. At least started on him until they switched off pick and rolls. And
isn't he a forward or something like that?
He's like a small forward. I mean, you could probably put him anywhere between.
6'9".
He's 6'8", I think. But you could probably put him at 2 to 4 guard if you really wanted to. Nowadays NBA, anybody can fucking play any position. But he had a really fucking nice bucket on Anthony Davis. He flew in for a putback dunk and one or tip in. And then he had a really nice turnaround J on Drew Holiday in the post. So he looked really good. Brandon Miller looked good. He had some good moments. Peyton Pritchard's on that team too.
Is he?
Balling? Yeah.
Did he hit a long three?
He did hit it really not a buzzer beater or anything, but from the logo basically.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, I always think that's a fun little thing. All these players, they're not playing for their Olympic team, but players like Brandon Miller, they get the experience to not only be in these scrimmages with them, but they're all practicing together, talking to each other, sharing information. So he's gathering this type of stuff and hoping for a good leap in year 2.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting as a Hornets fan to have him out there, like you said, learning from some of the best players in the league and hoping that he can really get that going. But also in Hornets news, don't know if you know this, but the Charlotte Hornets are 3-0 in the California Classic right now. We are running the show over there. Bryce McGowan's, we waived him but he's balling on our summer league team. So I guess he'll go back to Greensboro or something. I don't know, but.
Like, there was a guy, I forget what his first name is, like M. Gaye. I don't know.
But
But
the first game.
first game was so good, man. I watched that game, and that dude, he looked like Bobo out there. He looked like a healthy Bobo, just hitting deep threes, doing blocks, inside game,
Well, we
mid-range.
just released. I cannot say his name, nor do I know what it is, but he was like drafted really early by the Thunder. His name's like
Alex
Andrew...
Pokoletsky or something like that. Yeah, you guys just cut him.
Yeah, and we just cut him, but maybe we cut him because we have this other guy that like.
I don't know.
Like,
He played for the Rockets last year. Averaged like 4 points a game and only appeared in like a few games. But there's a long, lengthy dude, and like
so
he could make a spot anywhere. But yeah,
hey, I'll take a championship in anything though. If we're gonna win the California Classic, I'll take the dub, and we'll. What a start to Charles Lee's.
Even though he's not the coach of that team.
Hey, he's out there influencing something. All right,
But yeah, Team USA.
And he is out there.
Who?
Isn't
Charles Lee?
Yeah, because there was an article about how he stopped by Las Vegas to watch Brandon Miller practice.
He did watch,
before he went to go to California to be with the team.
I think he's just watching the team because he's not on the bench or anything. They let like other coaches, like assistant coaches, like
I'm
run
sure
the summer league.
like if he's there, like
but he's just not sitting on the bench. He's just like watching the game, like out there. But yeah, he probably is like
that's what I wanted to focus on.
Like the assistant coach is like assistant coach he hired that shares his same philosophy.
Yeah.
So these players are running basically what he'd be playing.
I like it. I like seeing winning in a Hornets jersey. It's rare, especially 3 wins in a row. So I'll take any wins we get.
And then on the actual Team USA, like I said, exhibition night tonight against Canada. There's been a lot of trash going Joel Embiid's way for him, choosing Team USA over France and Cameroon.
Yeah.
One, I don't think Cameroon has a team.
Yeah, they do because
they do.
What's his name? He's the shifty little guard from New Orleans that will hide.
Jose Alvarado. That's not Cameroon. That's someone. That's Puerto Rico or something.
I know that because I thought I saw a thing where he was like basically like he was like talking about how he would take the team to victory or whatever, like without Joel.
But I don't think they were the same national team they could have been. I think it was France. It was France, Cameroon, and Team USA. And people are like just giving Joel Embiid slack or hate because he like took the easy route going Team USA, which I think people need to like not necessarily respect his decision more, but understand where he's coming from in this decision. He spent now more of his life in USA than anywhere else. He's a citizen of the U.S. He's played all basketball that he's ever played has been in the U.S. And he said mainly what he's doing this for is his son, who is now a born U.S. citizen, who was born in the United States. And just says he wants his son to look back and say that his first Olympic was for his son. So like, and also people weren't freaking out with like Hakeem Olajuwon and somebody else I forget not playing for like whatever country. I don't know like the specifics of that. But I just saw people talking trash on Joel Embiid and then people coming to defense saying we didn't care about this in the 90s, but maybe we did. We just didn't have social media. But I just think, I got no problem as a Team USA supporter, got no problem with Joel Embiid coming to the team because he's literally one of the best players in the league. So why not have him on Team USA?
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
It was for Puerto Rico, but people were just saying that he, I guess, could have gone to another country and played somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that he stayed on the Puerto Rican team and got them an Olympic berth. And was like,
gotcha.
He stayed with his team and got them to the Olympics, and Joel did not.
And if apparently Joel's final decision was between USA and France. And if we're looking at France's roster right now,
they got a lot of big men.
Gobert and Wemby, and you add MB. That's just like a lot of slowness.
So you have Gobert running center, you have MB running power forward, and you have Wemby running small forward, right?
I mean, yeah, that'd be a lot of paint scoring. Like,
God damn! Or you just what would be simple is you just run 2 units, and you have one All-Star,
or just cut Gobert. I mean, who you gonna miss him? You gonna miss him if Joel Embiid's there?
I think with him that the 3
second in the paint. I mean, yeah, him and Wemby are gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't blame Joel Embiid. Like picking USA over France. I mean, France is just stacked with big men and whatever. But team roster as a whole, Derrick White is now added to the mix. Team USA, that is now 3 Celtics on Team USA. And if you want
the 3 best Celtics,
not the 3 best Celtics. I'm not saying that. Jaylen Brown.
America is.
I know America is. I agree with America. Like Jaylen Brown deserves a nod, but I don't know the full process of it, but from what I've been reading online, it's the couple right around the beginning of the playoffs, Team USA releases the pool of players that are in consideration for the Team USA final 12-man roster spots.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly Jaylen Brown, you got to be kidding me, right?
So sorry everybody, we might hear a little bit of lawnmower, but honestly, with the way we have the mic set up now,
yeah,
we shouldn't hear it.
All right,
so
cool.
It'll be okay. If y'all hear it, sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's life.
Anyways,
people in my mansion, they don't go off my time; they go off their own time.
Yeah,
I don't have control of them.
Employees.
Yeah, employees, man, shit. But where was I at? Derrick White.
Yeah,
defending Jaylen Brown. They had a pool of players in selection for Team USA. Jaylen Brown was not on that team. That pool of players. Why he wasn't? That's another question. Don't really know. Did he decline it because he's been on this world tour for the last 2 weeks? He's been out of the U.S. and traveling other places. So maybe he knew he was going to do this after the season, decline the pool, and now when someone drops out, they pick from that pool of players. And Derrick White happened to be in that pool of players, and Jaylen Brown was not. Jaylen Brown did make a tweet with the emoji of his hands on his chin, thinking why is this happening? I don't know why he did that. If he possibly knew or doesn't maybe know how it works, I don't know.
Who's the coach for
Team USA? Steve Kerr, but he doesn't make those
Steve
decisions.
Kerr.
Grant Hill actually makes those
Grant
player
Hill,
decisions.
that piece of garbage. Well,
yeah, Duke
honestly, Grant Hill's probably one of the only Duke players that I honestly don't mind.
Such a good guy. Could have had such a great career if it wasn't for injuries.
Yep, and he was always fun to back when you could in 2K when you do fancy dress stuff like that.
Yeah,
always one of those players that was just always a bucket getter and a stat getter.
Yeah, if you turn injuries off, he's freaking one of the top players in the league.
And those last years that he played with Steve Nash in Phoenix, I felt like he was really solid. Now, I mean, of course, he wasn't he wasn't
Mike D'Antoni's system was running his knees to the ground. Probably.
Yeah, probably. But I felt like he was really
offense.
good and really efficient. So I like Grant Hill.
Yeah, I like Grant Hill too. That's people are. I know Skylar was joking in our little group chat, but trouble in Boston.
Yeah, trouble in Boston
is what Scooter was saying.
Well, I mean, so I'm not saying that Derrick White doesn't is going to get direct hate from Jaylen Brown or anything like that.
No.
But so have you ever worked with somebody and they get a promotion over you or they get a spot over you, and then you don't hate that person, but there is some resentment that kind of makes it where you're that guy. This could be one of those moments where it's it's not Derrick White's fault. It's not anybody, but just in the back of Jaylen Brown's mind now, it's going to be oh, you the guy they chose over me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though I'm the Finals MVP,
Yeah.
Type of deal. Or could it be I'm overshadowed? I need to
Hopefully not, but
but with the new apron stuff coming out, and when y'all get new owners, that's going to be the real
we're not getting them officially. Our other owner came out. We're not getting him officially till 2028. So our current owner is going to be the governor of the team, which is the dude that makes all the final decisions until 2028. So he's going to make all the final trade calls if someone comes to him and is hey, we're going to trade this guy.
But who knows what happens with the apron stuff?
People say not this year, but the year after that is when you could very well see the Celtics trade somebody of their core.
And I'm wondering, if it'll be Jaylen Brown.
Hopefully not.
I'd
much rather trade Drew Holiday.
One, Jason Tatum has the newer contract.
He does.
So you'll have him for longer, even if it's just a year or two longer.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, and you've talked about this, where it's very clear that Jason Tatum is the better player of the team, even though Jaylen Brown did get the awards,
and I'll talk about that here in a little bit.
But I just don't foresee them staying that long, and this could be one of those things that it just leads to a hey, I'm good going. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would prefer. I know. Eventually, this team's gonna have to break up in some shape or form. All I hope is that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum stay, and then we figure the rest out. That's my perfect scenario. I'd hate to trade Drew, but Drew's 34 years old. He signed a 4-year deal or something, or 3-year deal or something. So a couple years, totally down to trade him to keep our core. Derrick White would be the third guy. If I had to pick somebody over Derrick White or Kristaps in terms of who I like fit wise, and if everyone's fully healthy, I would prefer Kristaps until he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But Derrick White, in terms of the type of guy he is off the court, type of guy he is on the court, I love him. My fiance loves him. I'm literally wearing a shirt with him. Harley's wearing a shirt of his cracked tooth right now.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you're wearing a shirt with
of everyone,
with all the players.
Yeah. But Derrick White's on there.
But
and I got his jersey over here somewhere. I forgot to put it on right here. I was gonna put it on when I start talking about the stats and stuff. But
yeah,
I understand we're gonna have to break people up. I'm hoping we just get Jeff Bezos or someone that doesn't care about all the taxes we're gonna have and just keeps the team together and spends all the money.
Bezos, dude.
Dude, he sold stock in Amazon and like billions of dollars, and then the next day had a meeting with Tom Brady.
Okay, but
are they going to join together? Because Tom Brady was trying to buy an NFL team, or he's part owner of like Las Vegas or something, right?
So I mean, the thing that I would say would be a big problem there is with how much power Amazon is about to have in NBA.
True.
Having an owner that is the owner of the broadcast company, would be a huge conflict of interest.
But is he still? I thought he gave away all his rights and stuff. Like he's like
to what? To Amazon?
To Amazon, yeah. Like he did that big thing where he sold.
I don't. But
maybe
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know the full details either. Yeah.
But I mean, he has a lot of money for a reason. And and it's connected to Amazon.
Yeah, true.
But I just feel, what I'm saying. I just feel like, if you said he just sold a bunch of stocks.
Yeah.
So like him making the Celtics better helps his team, but then also like, it helps his stocks go up because if the NBA's up and Amazon, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting,
yeah.
thing to think about, like with his connections and stuff to everything. If he even considers, because I mean, he's got to be one of the top guys
but also
that
like
could buy a team if he wanted to.
Steve Ballmer he owns Microsoft, or he doesn't own that's also a difference too. Is he just runs Microsoft? He never owned Microsoft.
Yeah,
where Jeff Bezos owns Amazon,
and it's an interesting thing with like the Celtics like ownership selling and stuff, because I don't know how common this is. I didn't look it up, but from like everything that I saw, it doesn't seem like it's not super common for the owners to not own the arena that they play in.
Yeah.
And the Celtics owners do not own that arena. They just like pay to play there, basically.
Same thing with the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, so like they're not. That's also probably another reason that they're selling. They're not making enough like money from it. So it's interesting to see if somebody picks up the team. Do they build somewhere else? Like, do they actually make where they have their own arena somewhere?
And I bet you even though it has to be very fun to run a sports team, it's got to be very stressful. And then like there's the like, so this is the thing is like, if you own Honeywell, the company Honeywell, like you never have to worry about people being mad that you fired Kevin from accounting. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody, like no random person's gonna walk down and be like, I can't believe you got rid of Kevin. He's been holding it down for 7 years. And like where with the Celtics or any sports franchise, you're gonna have these crazy people that are really like that. Like it's got to be stressful. It's got to be a very stressful thing. That, like and the pressure of always. Having the team perform,
and especially the money they're going to have to pay if they keep the players that they're supposed they've just all signed, because that money's going to get ridiculous.
Yep. So I mean that's the thing is you kind of see that like, oh, this is about to get ridiculous. And
I think I'm
gonna make a lot of money real fast.
Yeah.
And I'll just let the next person deal with.
And the owner that's selling, they've been with the team for like 20 something years, and they bought it for like millions of dollars, and now they're going to sell it for billions of dollars. So like
weren't the Celtics at one time? Weren't they like a publicly owned team where like you could buy?
I think so.
My grandma actually had some Celtic stock. She actually has a thing, like she has a piece of paper at her house that has like her like information of the Celtic stock she bought.
Your grandma just became one of my favorite players. Yeah, my favorite people of all time.
Yeah, and she showed it to me before. She was like, "Here's a little slip that shows that I owned this much of the Celtics."
How much percentage?
I don't remember. Like I'll have to go see. I have to go see what.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
that's cool.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't know like that at all.
Yeah, honestly. She didn't have a lot. It was only like she only had to put like $10 or $20. Like it wasn't like she had a very small.
I'd be telling everybody.
But also that was like back in like the 70s or 80s. So like that $10, $20 was a lot more than what it is now. So
I'd be telling every time I joined the Xbox party, I'd be like, well, me being part owner of the Celtics, I would do this. That's what I say.
They haven't called me about it yet. Yeah. But eventually down the line, if they need help, they'll call me.
Yeah, people talking shit about Derrick White. Well, since I'm part owner of the Celtics, this is.
Well, technically, I'm a part owner of the Celtics.
But
well, technically.
But in our little group chat, won't name names. He knows who he is.
Jeepers.
But I put it in the group chat that Derrick White was going to possibly replace, and one of our friends was like, "Of all people, Derrick White." And I was like, "Well, Derrick White's probably one of the best 30 players in the NBA." And he was like, "Sorry, not to be a hater, but don't think it's sad if he's top 30 player in the NBA." Is like what they said. Won't name names. You know who you are. But I also have been seeing it on Twitter. People are like, Zach LaVine should be, or Trae Young or someone could be over Derrick White. First off, no stats. I'm not going to pull up any stats right now. I'm just going to talk to you just going to say the opinions of it.
Okay.
One, Kawhi Leonard is being replaced, but not like one-for-one replaced. Like, they're not replacing this guy to do what Kawhi does. They're just replacing a spot on the roster, and probably the goal is for everybody that's already been there to move up a spot and this person to fill the back line, like be one of the last people off the bench. I don't know about like everyone else, but for team camaraderie and like to have the best team there, you want a guy that's okay with being that last guy off the bench. And Derrick White, he's not going to complain about the minutes he's getting on Team USA. But also, too, he's literally like one of the top 5. I'm being generous there. I think he's a lot higher. Top 5 best perimeter defenders in the league. The best guard blocker in the entire league. And just does everything at a very high level. He shoots threes very well. He can switch. He's very smart with the ball, has a low turnover percentage, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But it's easy to look at his base stats and be like, this guy does not deserve to be on Team USA. He's not a top 30 player in the NBA. Well, let's read some stuff real quick.
Let's read.
There's this great website that I love a lot. I'm not going to do it until they sponsor me. I'm not going to mention them, but it's a great website that does advanced statistics.
Is it Google?
It's not Google.
Oh, okay.
There's this website that does advanced statistics for NBA, NFL, and a bunch of other stuff. But they have like a tier list of players. Like they rank them. Like they get one of like the very top one is like one of a kind. Those people are like Jokic, LeBron, Giannis, and stuff. There's a bunch of like one of a kinds. Not LaMelo.
Oh.
LaMelo is,
LaMelo?
I believe, a supernatural, which is what Derrick White's also labeled as. But their next tier below one of a kind is supernatural. And this is based off advanced stats.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Not base stats.
I don't know if I agree with that. You know,
But-
I'm not saying Derrick White's not good.
I know.
But I think LaMelo is a little bit if there's
Offensively, yes. Defensively, no comparison.
Oh
Derrick
well,
White
yeah.
clears the fucking
LaMelo
board.
is very bad at defense.
Yes, yeah.
But wow plays is that a skill they're gonna say?
Wow plays.
Yeah.
I mean, technically.
How about times with ankle injuries?
Yeah,
Is that
top of the list right
Nice.
there.
LaMelo's in there, baby.
Just regular season stats, he's considered supernatural as opposed to these advanced statistics. Points per game, he has 84% more points per game this season in the regular season than the players in the NBA. 15.5. 84% more than the entire NBA. Effective field goal percentage, 78% more than the NBA, like players in the NBA, which is 50. He has 58. Is his effective field goal percentage. Sorry, I guess I maybe should tell you what these advanced stats mean. People don't know. Effective field goal measures the player's shooting ability. It's connected to the points scored per field goal.
Yeah, I knew that.
I know, just in case no listeners.
I definitely knew it though.
Total shooting percentage, 81% more than players in the NBA. Total shooting percentage is 61.1. True shooting percentage measures Derrick White's scoring efficiency. So his efficiency to score the basketball is 81% more than all players in the NBA. It's 61.6. This one's one of my favorite ones because this is.
So to be clear, you're saying that his numbers are better than 81% of the league.
Yes.
Gotcha. So he's in the top 19%.
Yes.
Okay.
In that specific stat.
Just to give because
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, maybe that was confusing. Thank you for helping that out. This one's one of my favorite stats because this is probably a huge reason as to why he's been considered and now is going to be part of Team USA. This is the teamwork metric. 97% more than the rest of the NBA. So he's at the top 3%.
Okay.
Mixed Teamworks ranks Derrick White based on how much his presence creates positive margins for his teams compared to other players around the league. So that's offensive rating, defensive rating, and overall net rating. He is in the top 3% in the entire league.
Who else is in that 3%?
I don't have
Okay.
who's in
I
the top
didn't
3%. But other people that contribute to winning very well, like I'm sure Jokic is up there. I'm sure Jason Tatum's up there. I'm sure
LaMelo?
No.
Oh,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
man.
Also in consideration to that ranks is the games with positive plus minus as a percentage. So like just games like when he's on the court, how well the team's doing. That's another one. Another one is ball handling. He's 93% in the top 7%. I guess I should start saying that.
Yeah.
Top 7% in the league. It's just overall ball handling. But we got a
call?
we got a special guest. I think
We got a
calling in.
call? We got a call coming in?
We got Intern Shawn on the phone.
Intern
now.
Shawn's on the phone.
Intern Shawn, you called us right when we're in the middle of the podcast.
Sean, you should know you shouldn't call us during the podcast as our intern. You should know
Yeah.
that's a bad thing.
Yeah, you should know not to call us in the middle of the podcast, Shawn. You're an intern.
You know, I'm on holiday in the Faroe Islands due to my amazing bosses over here at ODF.
Thank you.
We give you all the revenue. All the revenue goes to Sean.
Yeah, all the revenue goes to Shawn to help pay for his lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, I've got 17 puffins now at my local zoo in the Faroe Islands.
I also don't know how good this quality is, so I'm so sorry if like none of you can hear what Sean's saying, but I'm putting it right up to the mic as he's talking.
And there'll be subtitles.
Yeah,
There'll be subtitles.
But
for you to read.
Sean, we got Sean on the phone, and our intern Sean is very well versed in football knowledge.
Some footy.
Playing with your feet, not football outside like American sport, but football. Sean, we were going to talk about this later in the podcast, but since you're here, we'll talk about it now. And explain to us in NBA/NFL terms the significance of this 16-year-old for Spain that just scored a goal in Copa America.
You're talking. Actually, it wasn't in Copa America. Oh no, it was in the Euro, not Copa America.
Yeah, it's the EuroLeague.
So sorry.
Spain.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's okay. No, he's touted to be something special, like talked up as in the same breath as like what Ronaldo and Messi were growing up. You know what I mean?
What about like What about like NBA and NFL terms? He's like a Wemby, like a unicorn type, like freak of nature.
You know how Wemby's seen as a unicorn, but you remember the hype that Kristaps had as a unicorn when he was first coming in?
I do. NBA champ Kristaps. I don't know if you said that right, but NBA champ Kristaps.
With the best team in the NBA, the Boston Celtics.
Damn Skippy.
Only barely hedging the Charlotte Hornets for the best team in the NBA.
This guy's a Bucks fan too, by the way. He's a Bucks fan.
Bucks.
But he's going to be something special. That was his first goal ever for Spain, and it was actually it made him the youngest player ever to score in the Euros. So it was a pretty cool thing to see. I watched it live, man.
What team does he play for? Or does he have a team? Or is he on like a...
No, he plays at Barcelona right now.
Oh.
They've got him locked down. You should look up his contract details. It's pretty insane.
I don't even know the kids.
I know. This is type in 16-year-old soccer player. I'm sure it'll
I gotta type in. Do you want me to type in 16-year-old soccer player on my Google search history?
I'm just saying, like.
No, he doesn't know his name. Is like the issue. I was gonna have him look up the contract right now, but he doesn't know his name.
Oh, Lamine Yamal, Lamine. It's like LA mine
There
space
it is. All right.
Yamal.
Yep, I found him.
Yeah, look up his contract.
I think it's his release clause. Like, you know how I was talking to you the other day, kind of explaining how release clauses go. Like, you got to pay the team a certain amount of money, then you got to pay the player.
Yeah, it's like that in the NBA. NBA too.
Yeah. But it's like his release clause is hundreds of millions, if not $1 billion on the dot.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah, like for a 16-year-old, my man.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
They also just declined a offer from PSG for $200 million to buy his contract.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's like, if he goes anywhere ever, which I don't see him honestly leaving Barcelona.
People said that about Messi.
He wants to be, huh?
People said that about Messi.
That's true.
Now he's in America.
No, I don't think
America.
many people expected him to go from Barcelona to PSG, but when they got Kylian Mbappe and Neymar on the team, it's hard to turn down that dream team. But Lamine Yamal would be going to a PSG that has no Kylian Mbappe, no Neymar, no Messi. They do have some good talent on that team, but they definitely are not what they used to be.
Now, I hate to rain on everybody's parade here, but quick question: when the 16-year-old boy scores a goal and the grown woman flashes him in the crowd, is that bad?
Does that happen? Did that happen?
They flash all the time at soccer games when people score.
Spain and Argentina.
They love showing their titties.
Okay.
Like, so.
It's crazy. You start saying stuff about soccer and all on Twitter, and like you type in anything about soccer related, you're gonna start.
It's all over the place.
Okay.
Called out of context football, and they love posting that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I bet you love looking at that post and stuff.
No, it's like
no.
About soccer,
He doesn't. No.
That stuff always hits
It always hits the fan.
Always hits the timeline. All right, Sean. Well, I'm getting bored talking about soccer, so we're gonna move on and get back to my talk about Derrick White. I know. I'm not saying it's not, but I want to get back to my defending of Derrick White. I'm having a good time doing that.
That type of mindset, Roman, is exactly why we're still in Division One instead of the Elite Division.
That's a fair point. I'm bringing the team down. I understand.
All right, guys, have a good one.
Yep. Everybody say bye to Intern Shawn.
Bye, Intern Shawn.
I'm going to let you guys know how I'm doing here in the Faroe Islands after I get back.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. God, just interns just talk all day.
Never stops talking.
They talk all day and then they take all your money. I think we're doing the intern thing wrong. I read that intern means they don't get paid.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're fucking up here somewhere.
All right. I don't know where I left off. Top 7% ball handling for Derrick White in the league. Just ball handling ability, and then he's top 70 or top 23%? 23%. I can't do math. 23% in the league.
Was it 77% was your
Yeah,
stat?
yeah,
23%, yeah.
I was just making sure I wasn't wrong. 23% in assist percentage, which is assist rate shows the percentage of teammates' field goals Derrick White's assisted on the floor. His assist to turnover ratio is insane. 5 assists to only like a 1.5 assists.
To 1.5 turnovers.
Yes, 1.5 turnovers, yeah. And then he's top 23% again in the league in turnover volume percentage, which is Derrick White's turnovers per 100 actions taken that conclude a play, scoring attempts, or turnovers. So he only has 7.73% turnover volume percentage.
And then D&D in action takes 6 seconds. So, so you know, just if you want to figure out that time.
Defense, top 6%. We know this. He's an elite defender. Sure. Mixed defensive ranks Derrick White based on how much he prevents the opponents from scoring as a team, as well as stopping them on individual defense. Is that he's not very good at rebounding? That's his one thing.
What a sucker!
But yeah, those are just regular season stats. I'm sure you're like, but Roman, what about the playoffs?
Roman, I was wondering, what about the playoffs?
What about the playoffs? I'm glad you asked.
That's why I'm here. That's why you have a co-host.
That's why I have a co-host. I love it.
I asked the hard-hitting questions.
So let's go. I'll just go with all the screenshots that I have. VORP, which is a I forget the actual
VORP.
Yeah, it's VORP, but it's like a volume of replacement player or something. Yeah, volume of replacement players. So like how good a player is based off of like who he's being replaced by. So when he leaves the court, like basically saying how important this guy is to be on the court and like lead to winning. He was top 4 in the playoffs. Ahead of him was Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Anthony Edwards. Those were 3 guys that were ahead of him.
I thought it stood for velocity of putback rebounds.
That'd be flip-flopped. It's VORP.
VORP. Damn it. Rebound putbacks.
Sorry, my dog was whining on the outside of the door. It threw me off for a second. Overall plus minus in the playoffs, he was top 8. Defensive plus minus, top 15. Offensive plus minus, top 7. I have that twice. Win shares, which is like basically contributing to winning games. Derrick White was number 1 in the entire playoffs with 2.9 win shares. Like basically games like he was like responsible for winning in a way. Is like how the stat is done. Like he's 2.9. Luka Doncic was 2.8. Jason Tatum was 2.7. Nikola Jokic was 2.6. So like the top other 3 players are like viewed as elite superstars, and then there's Derrick White leading charge at number 1. We got Derrick White at 4 for defensive win shares, and then we have him at number 1 in offensive win shares. The TOV percentage that we talked about, turnover volume percentage, top 5. Block percentages, he's top 10. Top 25 in steals percentage, top 25 in assist percentage. Sorry, these are the playoffs, by the way. Sorry if I didn't mention that already. Top 13 in total shooting percentage.
I would just like to thank Braden real quick.
Thanks, Braden.
Quick shout out to Braden. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me just thank him real quick for this amount of stats I'm getting. And I love stats, but
I love
this amount of stats they're getting dropped on me is riveting.
Just wanted to tell you that if you don't think he's a top 30 player, that's fine. But just look based beyond the based stats a little bit, and you'll be able to tell the impact. And that's also, we'll transition a little bit. Derrick White deserves to be on Team USA. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He deserves to be on Team USA. But Jaylen Brown, like everyone wants to talk about Jason Tatum, not winning Finals MVP. He's not the best player. He's the best player on the team. But these advanced stats and just like oh no, he's losing his mic. But these advanced stats and like all this information that we had, that like people that make these decisions and stuff like that have at their disposal, can be a reason why like Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP, because he was so effective two-way player. If you look at the stats, Jason Tatum led the entire playoffs for the Celtics in points, rebounds, and assists, and in the finals in points, rebounds, and assists. He is the only player in NBA history out of 6 to do that and not win Finals MVP. But Jaylen Brown's impact, how elite he was on both ends of the floor, is why he got that. And like the big shots that he made, the big plays that he made, his defensive assignments were the hardest defensive assignments in the league. I mean, like that's another reason why. So like these advanced stats, they're for everyone to see. These aren't like, I'm not nitpicking stats. I just gave you all the advanced stats that are available on like my advanced stats like website that I look at. So I told you every single stat there was and where Derrick White ranked, except for rebounding. Sorry, I left out rebounding because he's a guard. He doesn't rebound that well.
Tell that to Josh Hart.
I know, Josh Hart.
Tell that to Josh Hart.
LaMelo Ball, like Russell Westbrook. I know, not every point guard or guard as good as rebounding as those guys.
But it's easy to get rebound when you stop guarding your guy and you go to get the rebound.
You're right. But enough about my amazing Celtics and basically Team USA. It's basically turning into the Celtics.
God, I'm tired of hearing about last year. Let's talk about the future.
Let's talk about the Hornets. The Hornets who they signed in free agency. We'll talk all free agency.
But we got Miles Bridges back.
Bridges back. There's rumors we maybe get traded, sign a trade deal, or sign somewhere else. But you got him back.
Yep. As a Hornets fan, it's nice to see him come back. So like I understand that Miles off court Miles is not the greatest person. I can't help that's who we're signing. So now I have to root for
NBA/NFL doesn't take that stuff seriously, and that's not your team's fault or your fault.
The past 2 years that he's played, he's been over 20 points a game, which I would say is very nice for a team like the Hornets who don't get many of those.
And he signed what, 3-year deal, right?
He signed a 3-year deal for $75 million, so we're paying him $25 million a year, which honestly is about I think what we were going to offer him the first time we were going to try to pay him that summer that all the stuff happened. I think we were going to try to pay him about $25 million a year. So instead of having to pay him $25 million a year for 5 years, now we're only paying him $25 million a year for 3 years.
Yeah, and he's making about $1 million less than DeMar DeRozan's going to be making for the Kings. So that's a way to look at it. Like you're paying a younger guy to hopefully like help build for your future.
And like there's problems with his defense this past year.
A lot, yeah.
Like, but also like, how hard is it to play good, consistent defense?
It is,
on a real bad team. Like when you know your team is bad and LaMelo ain't coming back, and
LaMelo's not good at defense. He ain't.
But what I'm saying, like, if the things that you would need to be a team that was trying to win weren't there, and also your main rim stopper Mark Williams also was not there most of the year. Like, so it's hard to constantly do that, and especially when last year he was only making $7 million.
Yeah.
So, so I'm hoping we get a lot more out of him. I'm hoping Charles Lee gets a lot more out of him. I think that.
Did you ever end up watching that clip of Charles Lee, like that first practice and stuff? Like,
I like him. I mean, it sounds good. Like,
young coach.
Steve Clifford. I think everybody was just kind of done with it, and we all knew that he wasn't there to win, and it was a panic hire. Which, real quick, I hope the Cavaliers fucking suck.
Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, because Kenny Atkinson took a job there, and good for. I mean, whatever. You got on a good team, but like you fucked us, Kenny, and you did. And I hope things go bad there in Cleveland.
Yeah,
but not a bad signing. For a team that doesn't get a lot of good players, I hate
keeping the players you draft.
Yeah, keeping the players we draft, especially when it's a player that we traded for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, I am not trying to say that Miles Bridges and Shai are anywhere near the same realm of player. But if that's the guy we let go for you, we need to at least keep you, who isn't a bad player. So I'm happy to see him back. I just hope he stays out of trouble. I hope he's not a bad influence on LaMelo. Or Brandon.
Brandon. Definitely not Brandon.
Yeah, definitely not Brandon.
Outlook on the season, since your roster, I'm not going to say it's like finalized, but
it's pretty final.
You got pretty finalized. You might make some trades here, some random signings there, but like best case scenario, look out like what makes you what's going to make you happy at the end of the season, like
honestly,
success wise.
Like with the first year coach, if we go anywhere near 500, I think I'd be pretty pleased. And if we go anywhere near 500 and LaMelo looks better at defense and Brandon comes out and is a certified star, I'm even happier because then if those two are kicking, then all we are is one maybe. And of course, Mark Williams being a good defender and getting maybe 12 points a game or something like that. I'd be happy with that. That way, we're still in contention of being a play-in team and stuff like that. Which I know that's not like the grandest thing to hear from a sports fan, but
sometimes it's the reality.
But if we're in the play-in tournament and we're jockeying for position, maybe even for like the 6th spot, that'd be like, holy crap, like what is going on? But if we can just get LaMelo to play a little bit better defense, we can get Brandon to become more of a killer and be more maybe of our leading scorer, and then maybe see this kid from France fucking come through. And I don't want to. Everybody's saying Giannis, and I don't want to say Giannis because but like if he just comes out and does some Giannis type things, I'd be, I'm saying, like, I'd be happy with it. If he's long and lanky and can run to the rim and dunk it when we need somebody to do that, that way it opens up the floor for our shooters. Yeah. Then I'd be happy with it because Josh Green is coming into town. He's a nice D&3 guy. We got
Reggie Jackson. I think that's like an underrated signing for you guys, especially where you're at. I feel like at least a lot of.
But unfortunately, like I like Mimich.
Mimich, yeah.
Yeah, I like him. So like I was really looking forward to him coming, like us having LaMelo, who is an electric passer. Like his vision and stuff like that is crazy. And then Mimich, dude, he is also like, he's one of those guys. I don't know if you know it, but like in Europe, they do this thing a lot where they'll go out for a shot, never wanting to shoot it, and it's a pass. Yeah, but you have to guard him because if for any reason somebody doesn't like pull up on him, they can shoot it. And Mimich does that really all the time, and I love it because it's like he'll go up and he's going to shoot it and dump it off, and he'll do that a couple times. So then by the time people are sagging off on him, he's like, oh. And I don't know, I just love his style play. He reminds me nowhere near as good of a passer, but it's like very Steve Nash. It's like, and he kind of looks like Messi to me. So then I feel like we got a little Messi on it. Or actually, I guess a big Messi on our team.
Significantly bigger. But no, I mean, I like the Reggie Jackson signing. I feel like in the NBA nowadays, it gets lost to get like veterans on your team, especially like young teams like Detroit. And
we could flip him for a couple of,
and you could
maybe
flip
like
him,
a second or
but
two.
having a dude that's won a championship, being able to like humble these guys and be like, hey, this is like a marathon, not a race. Like, let's take it step by step, and like maybe he's a good guy off your bench. Maybe because I know LaMelo has a real issue of getting in foul trouble. So like having a veteran, like calm presence like Reggie Jackson off your bench to come in and replace him if he gets in foul trouble. Is good. I think hopefully he'll be good for like your guards like Brandon Miller and LaMelo. But I mean, exciting starting lineup to say the least. Like for you, like LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, the rookie, and Mark Williams. All healthy.
Yeah, and then Grant Williams.
You got Grant Williams.
Grant Williams will be coming off the bench, and then
fuck that guy.
I was kind of upset that we didn't. Grant Williams is he's everywhere, isn't he? He was at the Celtics. Game 5 victory party.
Was he really?
Yeah, like him, Brandon Miller, Mark Williams were all in the locker room while y'all were celebrating.
What?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
All looking confused as fuck. Like
like
you can tell, so Grant was there because he feels like he knows them.
Yeah,
and then you can tell Brandon and Mark were like, "We're just here with the guy from work."
Yeah, he got dragged to this party, and this is kind of odd. We feel like we don't belong in this party.
Yeah, but they were there, and then Grant Williams was at some crazy. It was like
the white party or whatever. That's the 76ers owner who hosts it every year. The only reason, I swear to God, the only reason he's there is because he's the vice president of the National Basketball Players Association.
He's everywhere. And then a guy who I'm upset that we let go was Davis Bertans.
Yeah. You see the llama clip? He looks like a shaved llama.
Yeah, he does. But did you see the clip where they told him like while he was there and he was like, "Oh, I'm worried about this jersey I'm wearing right now," which is a good response. But I liked him, dude. And there was times last year that I mean, I know we weren't winning, so it wasn't like he was there and he was making big plays, but like in games that we were in that we could have won, he was the one that I felt like when we won the big shot, it was game. So I liked him too, man. So it's sad that we let him go, but I hope he finds a good team that he can, or he goes joins the Spurs, go join the Spurs.
Hey,
if I can give any NBA free agent any type of advice,
go to the fucking Spurs.
Yeah, probably go ride. It's Popovich's last ride. He's going to throw out some shit. He's going to say, "I've been saving this for a rainy day," and he's going to pull out some schemes and some plays that, like.
Talking about that, Chris Paul. I don't know if we talked. Did we talk about that last week?
I don't know, but Chris Paul is a Spur.
Yeah, insane signing, great signing to pair with Wemby because last year, like, there were so many clips of like Wemby with his hands up, and like they were just passing it around to everybody else and not giving it to the guy that's oversized over everybody. So having a guy that just has the vision and the willingness to get him, because DeAndre Ayton had like a career year, the first year with Chris Paul. He made the NBA Finals that year. So.
I mean, and Chris Paul, man, like this is not the first freak of nature that he's played with. Because I mean,
True.
Blake Griffin, you know what I'm saying? Like he understood, and I mean now totally two different types of players. But hey, like I understand how to get my big man the ball, and this and the way that this big man wants it is he wants it lobbed, and now chances are like Victor's probably just going to post up and. It's a short lob now. Just
it's probably he's so good at passing these lobs to this big giant are just going to be the easiest passes of his life, like effortless basically. Yeah. And now pairing him with Victor, he's about like 200 assists off number 2 all-time assist guy, which is insane to even think about. Like he's not going to get anywhere close to John Stockton because nobody's going to touch that.
Yeah.
But then like he's in that category, and then LeBron's also a possibility if LeBron plays. LeBron's about 1,000 assists off from Jason Kidd, who's number 2, and then Chris Paul's number 3, about a couple hundred off. LeBron plays 3 more years, and he just averages. Let's just say for like an average for those 3 years, he averages 400 assists. He's going to be the second all time in assists, because like the lowest year he's ever had in terms of assists was about 3 years ago, was 350 assists. And so just getting 400 for the next 3 years, if he plays the next 3 years, he could easily be second all-time. Even being top 3 assist all-time and then number 1 and getting somewhere where no one's ever gone before in points all-time is insane.
Yeah.
Just the fact that we got 2 guys in the league right now that are arguably 2 of the best passers of all time is kind of crazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would say that Chris Paul's passing. I would say Chris Paul's a better passer, but that's also one of his main attributes, so I hope he is. You know what I'm saying?
But the fact that LeBron is known as a pass-first guy and is now the leading scorer in NBA history, and then might beat out a dude whose entire career has basically been like, oh, he passes the ball really well. It's just crazy to think about. It's all about longevity. Even though Chris Paul's been around like just as long. Are you losing it?
I might be losing it. Hold on. Let's
take a pause. Write it down.
Hey, we're gonna take a quick pause, real quick. We're gonna have some technical difficulties.
Wish we could play cat music, but we can't.
Looking for the clock. Okay. All right. Mic stands fixed. All right, we're back.
Awesome. We're back. You're talking about the Spurs and Chris Paul and LeBron's assist thing. Spurs looking good with the stuff that they got. Kind of surprised that I didn't see coming. DeMar DeRozan got traded to the Kings.
Yeah.
Signed a 3-year, like $76 million deal with them. What do you think?
I mean, for the Kings, I don't know. I understand why you did it. You're just trying to get any type of talent you can get into the building. Yeah. But at the same time, I do not think DeMar DeRozan at this stage in his career is going to do much for the Kings as far as like get them over the hump to beat a Denver or a Minnesota or an Oklahoma City. Like, no, they are still just not, and I don't remember. They were in the playoffs this year, right?
No, they were in the play-in.
They were in the play-in and then lost. So, I mean, it's hard to go from a play-in to a championship, like.
They're kind of like a weird, not weird, but 2 years ago in 2023 when the Nuggets won the championship, they were the 3 seed, and they went up against the Warriors in the first round. The Warriors were the 6 seed. They lost in 7 games. It was an electric series. Probably people say one of the best series of that season. Yeah. And then this year, like kind of not the same exact team, but pretty close to the same team. I think they added Kevin Huerter and stuff like that. They ended up being a play-in team. So like weird spot where like they were really good 2 years ago, and like people thought like, oh, they're only up from here, and then this year where they kind of disappointed, but the league kind of got better, like at least in the West.
And they got rid of this year. They got rid of Donovan Mitchell, didn't they? The other Donovan Mitchell,
Davion Mitchell. I don't think so. I think they still have Davion Mitchell.
I thought I saw a thing where they said they released him or traded him or something like that.
Maybe, I don't know. I think they still have him, but I personally I like it. It's whether they take a leap or not, I think is kind of based off of Keegan Murray. I think Keegan Murray is the big like X factor for that team. If he can take the leap and be the for sure third option, I think this team looks great. They're apparently not done in looking at Jeremy Grant from the Blazers as well as Kyle Kuzma from the Wizards. And I think adding those type of players, as long as they don't get rid of like the people that they have now, like a solid piece that they have now, I think bodes well for them moving forward. Because I think what DeMar adds is a clutch, like fourth quarter type guy. He was like one of the clutchest players in the fourth quarter last year. And like I said, if Keegan Murray takes the leap and is like solid third option, because I mean Domantas Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox are two of the best players in the league. Keegan Murray takes that step of being like just a go-to 4 or 3. They can hit like 3-level scorer, play defense, get rebounds and all that. I think they could make a jump to like out of the play-in, like second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth seed. Whether they are championship contenders, that's to be determined.
They traded him 2 weeks ago to the Raptors for Jalen McDaniels.
Oh, okay. So the other brother of Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, the one that used to play for the Hornets.
Yeah. So Jalen used to play for the Hornets, or Jaden?
Jalen
used to play for the Hornets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the good one plays for Minnesota.
Now, yeah, I think he got traded as well.
Yeah, that's not the one we had.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jalen was the one that we had.
Gotcha.
And he was okay at times, but clearly underperformed in Toronto because they were bad this year.
Yeah, I mean.
And then now he's off to Sacramento, but like I said, yeah, Davion Mitchell, in the 45 pick, and Sasha Vinskov all got traded for him.
Wow.
So,
Davion Mitchell on the Raptors. Yeah. Sucks for him, but okay, yeah. So yeah, but I think Jalen, right situation, could be a good player.
He was a good DM3 guy.
If he could end up being like anything like his brother, man, like that could be a big pickup. But
yeah, I mean that's what it was kind of like. He was like a cheap like. Early on in their career, they kind of went back and forth about like
who was better,
but
kind of with the Martins too.
Yeah, but then Jaden. I hope Kobe does a little bit better this year, or Cody, not Kobe. Cody does a little bit better this year because I feel like he was the better one, and that's why we let Caleb go.
Yeah.
But I think Caleb just got in a good situation, had a good series, and now it's kind of right in that.
Yeah, we'll talk about Caleb Martin real quick. He signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Heat kind of have this weird reputation, and I kind of love it, and I kind of hate it. They have this reputation of like getting guys, throwaway guys, second-round guys, undrafted guys, and they play really well on their team. And then you move on, or they move on from the Heat, sign a big contract elsewhere, and they fall the fuck off. Max Strus, a prime example, didn't have a great year. Gabe Vincent on the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
And then Chris Dunn? I think it's Chris Dunn.
Yeah.
Someone from he was a good backup point guard and signed with the Lakers.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah. No, I think it's a different one. Not Chris Dunn then, because Chris Dunn played for Utah. There's a Chris Dunn that played for Utah. There's another Chris Dunn that played for the Heat. Maybe they're both Dunns. I know that. Maybe their first names are different. But a Dunn that played for the Heat, he's still pretty young, but played for the Lakers, was a disaster. Gabe Vincent was a disaster. 76ers fans are freaking hyped for Caleb Martin. I don't blame him. That dude literally went nuclear and sold his soul for the 23 Eastern Conference Finals and like literally played some of the best basketball I've ever seen from a role player. Oh, what you looking at?
So, just real quick, saw a thing in our little group chat here, and the Twitter's popping off a little bit here because here's our boy starting for the Japanese national team, Josh Hawkinson.
What the heck?
People, they're asking how the hell did Josh get there?
Hey man, he born and raised in Japan, probably. I don't know. That's funny.
One of his parents might be Japanese and
literally white as can be.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hopefully he balls out. He's power forward center, so he must be a big guy.
Must be. Well,
That's
for
funny.
Japan.
That's funny though. Yeah, I mean, not moved by Caleb Martin to the 76ers. I think he's going to fall off just like all the other Miami Heat players do when they leave Miami, because Miami just got away with players. But yeah. Any other free agency news that I might be missing?
No free agency news. One thing I did want to bring up, Roman. Is
yeah. Been looking forward to this.
You've been throwing a lot of hate at my boy.
Not necessarily hate. But
it's hate. It's hate.
He's not. I just don't think he's a top 10.
At my boy Justin Herbert, right?
Currently in this point.
I will go out and say he is officially my boy. I brought him over from. I've seen what he can do. All right, and
I've seen what he can do too.
In our last franchise on Madden, I got him over to Detroit, and he really took off from there. So
I've seen what he could do in real life against the Chiefs for the most part, but I mean other AFC West teams. But
so you shared a little thing where you were. What was the stat that you shared about?
Well, so one of our friends, Braden, quoted a tweet. Hold on. I'm going to it. Braden quoted a tweet. Help is needed. Justin Herbert has lost 7 games after leading a go-ahead TD drive in the fourth quarter/OT. No other QB has lost more than 3 games in that scenario. The Chargers need to help their QB. And Braden goes, or does their QB or their star QB suck? And I posted a little gift that was like, you might be on to something. But then you go, so he did his job and the defense choked. How is that his fault?
How is that his fault?
Fair point. I then countered with a screenshot that you will then, school me on, supposedly. I'll wait for it. But screenshot of another tweet that says, QB Justin Herbert has 13 career interceptions in the fourth quarter of a one-score game. That is the most interceptions thrown with the game on the line by anyone since he entered the league in the NFL in 2020. It's actually 5 more than the next QB on that list. Go ahead.
So, I don't have all these advanced stats, but I have found some stats, right? I went to some sources, right?
Yeah, that's great.
So, between the years of 2020 and 2023, those are all the seasons for Justin Herbert. They are right. This is the thing. Justin Herbert has the most fourth quarter interceptions since he's been in the league. He also is in the top 4 for the most touchdowns in the fourth quarter. So there is that, right? So it's not like he is totally just throwing away things all the time. He has 32 touchdowns.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter. He is tied with your boy, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Is this regular season and playoffs or just regular season? I don't know if you know. I'm assuming just regular season. That's what I would assume, but I don't know.
I'm gonna guess regular season. It just says from 2020 to 2023 splits in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
But so Patrick Mahomes has 32 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. So really, Patrick Mahomes is right behind him. Now, of course, the stat about the one possession games might be true because maybe when you're throwing your interceptions, it's more than a one possession game, or
the game's already over.
Yeah, the game's already over, or whatever. Yeah. But one thing I wanted to bring out is, who do you think from 2020 to 2023 had the most touchdowns in the fourth quarter? Who do you think had it?
Who do I think had the most from 2020 to 2023? Who had the most touchdowns in the fourth quarter? Lamar Jackson?
It was not Lamar Jackson.
Joe Burrow?
It was not Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had 30. Lamar is not even
on the list.
On the top, he's not. He's not in the first 21 people.
Is it Jared Goff?
It is not Jared Goff. Jared Goff's up there, 27 touchdowns.
Who is it?
It is Kirk Cousins with 39 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, with only 9 interceptions in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Then Tom Brady has 34 touchdowns with 6 interceptions in the fourth quarter, which, I mean, ugh. But the thing that I want to bring up is, so it might be true that Justin is throwing more interceptions in the fourth quarter. But what I want to bring up is also how much more he is passing in the fourth quarter. And I'm going to use Patrick Mahomes as the guy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. Yeah.
One, because they're right beside each other on this list, and it makes it a lot easier. But also just, so in that time frame between 2020 and 2023, Patrick Mahomes has thrown for. Hold on, let me get this stuff right. Here we go. He has thrown 512 passes, and is connected on 328 of them, for 64.1% and 3,794 yards.
Okay.
Justin Herbert has thrown 646 times for 420 completions at a 65%. So he's completing just as many passes as Patrick Mahomes is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is what I'm seeing is that he's being asked to throw a lot more in these situations.
Yeah.
One, because, I mean, let's admit it, your coaching staff is a lot better than the coaching staff that he's been handed.
Yeah.
So situation-wise, it might have been a lot better.
Yeah.
But also, he's just like, when you're a team that's down, or if you're a team whose defense sucks, and no matter how many points you score, the other team's there, you're going to be throwing a lot more, which then in turn leads to interceptions. Mm-hmm. Because the other crazy thing is out of his 17 interceptions, you said how many were?
13 were like go ahead. Like,
13
or like
of them were one possession games. Yeah. Which that, again, doesn't even mean that he lost. It just means that he could have been up by 6.
Yeah,
and thrown an interception.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm just trying to say that I think Justin Herbert is much better. I mean, I do understand that he blew the big lead that you like to talk about.
It's a big lead,
but I think Justin Herbert is a lot better. I mean, I would kill to have Justin Herbert in the Panthers
sure.
uniform. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I just didn't like the little bit of hate that was going on there, and I just want to point out that his numbers aren't that far off.
Yeah, not that far
from
off.
Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes, to be fair, and we'll go ahead and say this, has thrown the same amount of touchdowns in how many less passes? 132 less passes.
Mm-hmm.
But Patrick Mahomes has also only thrown 4 less interceptions and 130 less passes.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? So like, there's that too. Like,
there is that. Well, also what could at least Justin Herbert's like increased in attempts.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously don't know. All I know is that one stat of like close games, 13 interceptions. But also, are there games where they're losing by so much in the fourth quarter where you basically have no choice but to pass? Because let's look at like who's been on their roster at that time. Like they had Austin. I'm pretty sure Austin Eckler all 3 years, like a great running back, when healthy, and then maybe maybe Melvin Gordon, but I don't think so.
But
in 2020,
but your stat proves that that's wrong because 13 out of these 17 interceptions were in one possession game.
Yes, no, I'm saying like all the extra like passes that he's made. You know, a blowout game.
Yeah.
They're down by 21 points, and all they're doing is throwing in the fourth quarter to make the game more competitive.
But I also think that they just throw the ball
a lot. That was their offense,
you know
and that's why they got rid of their head coach, because maybe he just wasn't calling the greatest of plays or using the team as efficiently as possible. Yeah, I mean, they've had bad defenses. Like I saw they were like 28th ranked last year, but hey.
I just want to come and defend my boy. You
know?
I
totally get it. I totally get it.
Throw some stats your way. You know, I went to some sources and found some stats.
I'm not gonna say I'm a Justin Herbert hater. I'm a Chargers hater. Because
intern means you're gonna
intern, but like I don't hate him,
and it's fine. I hate Zion. Yeah, and you have to hit me with stats sometimes to show me that Zion's good.
I was when they drafted Justin Herbert, I was nervous. I was like, okay, well they got like who people think is gonna be a really good freaking quarterback. And, like, I think it was the first year, like, he just looked really good year one. And I was like, oh, man, this guy's only going to get better. But, like, every year they get this stacked team. I know they deal with injuries, but their defense has been stacked many years. They've dealt with injuries. I get it. Their offense has been stacked. They've dealt with injuries. I get it. But every year we come into the league, we come into the season, people make their predictions. They're like, hey, this is the year. Chargers are jumping them. Chargers are jumping the Chiefs. They're going to win the division. They're going to take control of the division. They're going to be competitive in the division. Every year, that shit never fucking happens, except for the one year when they made the playoffs and blew a 27-point lead to the first time in the playoffs. Trevor Lawrence.
He just got paid.
He did just
big
get paid.
money man. Trevor Lawrence.
Big
his
money
name
man.
now.
Trevor Lawrence. I forget what my ranking was. He was somewhere on the list. He's in the top 10.
I got my rankings right here. I had Trevor Lawrence underneath him.
Underneath, you think Justin Herbert's better than Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, by 2. By 2 spots.
But yeah, I mean, if when we get heat into the NFL season.
Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna see.
I'll be keeping an eye on Justin Herbert this year. Now that I'm like classified as a hater for Justin Herbert, which I'll take.
Justin Herbert.
I hate the Chargers more than I hate Justin Herbert.
He hates the MVP of the league. Justin Herbert.
That's gonna be a hell of a clip if that's true. That's a hell of a clip if it's true. But yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on the Chargers more this year now that I've come out as been labeled as this Justin Herbert hater. I'll be keeping an eye.
Yeah, I labeled, and I'm the one who labeled, so I'll watch you watching him. All right, watch his greatness.
Oh,
we're making time. What else we got today? Let's see. Let's go through the doc.
Yeah.
Let's go through the docket. I mean, honestly, Roman, I think we talked about everything we want to talk about.
Talk about everything we talk about.
You know, we can talk about things that are happening outside of the sports world.
Yeah.
We talk about Ark.
Yeah.
We've been playing a lot of Ark recently.
Intern Shawn, it's his favorite game of all time. I'm not even lying. It's 100% his favorite game of all time. It's a roller coaster.
It's a real roller coaster.
We've been playing for it, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, something like that.
Something.
But yeah, we've been playing a lot of Ark. It's been fun.
We all got
RGs.
We got RGs, which are big birds for people who don't know. They're big birds. They're very useful.
We got beavers last night, and I got on this morning, and all our beavers were dead, except for mine.
Rip Daggett, bro.
Tingus Pingus is alive and well.
No, of course Tingus Pingus is alive.
Tingus Pingus. He was the last bird. He was the last beaver I fed before I went to bed, so he had the last bit of juice.
We've been doing that. We've been still grinding away on EAFC. We're trying to get that elite division. It's real hard. We've gotten close a couple times. The playoffs are coming, this weekend. So
we'll be grinding
that. Won't be in the elite division. And honestly, do we want to be for the playoffs?
Probably not. It would be nice just to say we got there, but yeah, no, probably not.
But besides that, I mean, we've what's that one game you had me play a few nights? The night game, Nightfall.
Oh, Nightfall. It's a fun game that was out a couple of years ago, and the player base died off, and they made it free, so we played it, and it's a game you ride a horse, and
it's like Double Dash. It's like Mario Double Dash and like
Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale. What's that one goofy Battle Royale game? The Totally Real Battle Royale Simulator.
Oh, Total Realm or something?
No, it's because Totally Real Battle Simulator. It's like a bunch of goofy guys.
Yeah.
They made a
Battle Royale?
Yeah, they made a Battle Royale for it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and when you click the button to aim better, you turn your hand sideways like this. But
yeah, we played a little bit of that. It's fun, just goofy game. It doesn't have any real a reason to play it more than a few times.
It was a fun little time.
Yeah, fun little time.
I know even House of Dragon. The dragons, have they showed up yet?
House of Dragons are there.
They're at the house.
Spoilers: dragons are fucking there.
Oh, they're at the house, huh?
They're knocking on the motherfucking door.
Time to get
this
out.
This last episode was the highest rated episode so far in the House of Dragons, 2 seasons, and it was a banger. I'm excited for the next one.
Does it make you mad that they can do good stuff like this, but they just decide not to make the end of Game of Thrones good?
I thought the end of Game of Thrones was fine. It was just rushed. I wish they would have dragged it out more, but I get it. They had time crunch, whatever. But
I just heard the worst character. Spoilers, and this is a spoiler from somebody who's never watched the show.
Yeah,
but I heard that they let the worst character become the king of whatever.
I don't know if he definitely had a crazy ass story, the whole way. I had no idea what the fuck was gonna happen with him, but I don't think he was the worst character. Right. Usually, all the worst characters they end up killing because they suck and everyone hates them. But yeah, I mean, wish Jon Snow or Aegon Targaryen, 6th of his name, was actually named King of the Realm, but he was sent to the wall to not father any children or take any wives or do anything, just guard the wall from evil.
Good. I'm sure he'll handle that.
Our dog's just barked.
Big dog barking.
But yeah, we got EA college football around the corner.
Yeah, college football's around the corner, baby.
Next podcast, Scooter would have gotten his hands on it.
I'm already playing, baby,
and he'll be loving every second of it. We'll be talking about it.
I
don't even know if I can get him over here.
Is it gonna be out?
Yeah, it's gonna be out the 15th. That's a Monday, and we won't record till Wednesday.
Oh yeah, baby. Good luck getting me over here to even talk.
Yeah, come over to our Twitter page at On Defense POD Pod, and give Scooter a shout. Happy birthday tomorrow. Give him a little shout out.
Hey, happy birthday to me.
Adam.
Well, not tomorrow, today.
Well, today, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, go over today and say
go over today because you're listening to it today on his birthday.
Okay, I'm going to be real sad. Nobody tells me happy birthday.
I mean, I'll remember now.
Nobody says happy birthday to me. I'm going to cry.
Hey, all our friends out there, if you don't wish Skylar happy birthday tomorrow, it's because you didn't listen to our podcast, and we hate you.
Hey, a buddy of ours who listens to the podcast, he was at a function and somebody brought up Haiku the movie, and he knew a little bit about it and was able to talk to somebody about it. And that just brings joy to me to know that my knowledge is affecting the world positively.
Yeah. Also, one more shout out. Braden, our boy Braden, is now officially a member of the PC world. He got his own gaming PC.
PC Master Race.
Exactly. Excited to play some modded Star Wars with that man.
But also, Braden, thanks for all the stats I had to listen to today. Let me tell you, my favorite part of the part that I'm going to actually remember everything that he said was the stat part. I remember all the stats, Roman.
Yeah, tell me the stats.
Yeah, one of them, he was the 23rd.
Yeah, because I made sure my math was wrong. But yeah.
The VORP.
VORP.
The VORP. Value over replacement players.
Yeah, value over replacement players.
Hey!
Got it. I love advanced stats. I'm a freaking nerd, and I love it. Oh, Oh, dude, we forgot to talk about that thing in the group chat that nobody believes I got right.
Oh, dude, yeah, you didn't get it because I don't believe you. But there's no way you knew it was Terrence Ross.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. Just years of playing 2K and years of having his shot in 2K. Like, I saw that first pull-up three. I was like, not in my mind that I instantly go Terrence Ross, but I was like, I know that shot. Like, I know whose shot that is. And then I looked. Kind of cheated a little bit by like when they were
comments.
No, he was like coming up the court 2 different times, and I could see the logo on the court, and 2 of the times it was the Magic.
Yeah,
and that was like it was like multiple seconds apart, so it was like different clips, different parts of it. So I was like, oh, this guy might play for the Magic. And
what I hated is 2 of those clips were on the Hornets. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did. Once I watched it again, I didn't know, but like then he did that reverse slam against the Hornets, I think. And dude, that narrowed the list down by a shit ton, man. Like that.
Only Terrence Ross can do reverse.
No. Just like not a lot of people can do that, and I doubt people are fucking showing LeBron highlights or fucking Kobe highlights, asking who this player is. So,
well, you're gonna be because I plan on finding a couple of them.
I'm excited. I accept the challenge.
Want you to know before I send it to the group chat.
Yeah.
I thought I shouldn't send this to the group chat because somebody's gonna lie about it.
Yeah.
And
it was me.
It was Roman. It
wasn't me because I got it right.
I'm gonna try to find like 4 or 5 of them. And I'm gonna know who they are, and I'm gonna see if you can figure it out.
Yeah,
right here in front of me. So I know.
I'm excited.
That you're not
truly like if it would have been like another dude on the match, like Gary Harris or some random dude. Like Terrence Ross was such a good 2K player in like the teens 2Ks, and his shot was so smooth in the teens 2Ks, and I had his shot for multiple builds back in the day. Like Terrence Ross and he was also one of my favorite players.
Still in the Magic?
Yeah, I think he's still in the Magic. He might have retired actually. I think he actually retired recently. I may be wrong. But also his 50-point game against the Raptors. I was a big fan of him when he did that. I thought he was like the missing piece for the Raptors at that time. I thought they were going to be great. So I really just think I got lucky, and it was a Terrence Ross clip, and I just knew who Terrence Ross was, and I fucking love Terrence Ross as like a prime player.
He plays for the Phoenix Suns.
Oh, he plays for the Phoenix. Oh, that's a good pickup for them. He's a bucket getter off the bench. That's good. That's a good. But yeah. So I'm very excited for future ones that you might give me. I'm excited to see.
Well, I'm excited to see you
miss all of them.
Yeah, not be able to cheat this time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But all right,
wish Scooter happy birthday.
Hey, thanks for hanging out on my birthday, everybody.
Appreciate it. Really appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye.